Hey guys!
Hey guys!
It's time for another Arrow review. This time we're reviewing Arrow Season 4, Episode 7, titled Brotherhood. If you haven't seen the episode yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later, because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. This was an amazing episode.
Yeah.
It was so good. Alright, so the episode starts out and the gang they're going after the ghosts. And pretty much right off the bat, Diggle encounters his brother. When he goes to ID this downed ghost, he pulls the mask back and it's his brother. And my first thought was, wow, what are the odds of that? Like the one guy who, opens fire and Diggle knocks him out and takes the mask off, it's his brother. The odds got to be astronomical.
Yeah, but it does seem like his brother's kind of been looking out for him. Like, his brother knows that he's been coming because there was a time when the ghost didn't kill him when they had the chance. Mm-hmm. That was probably his brother. And then later in this episode, when Arrow and Diggle are watching at the slip 52.
Yeah.
And they're found out, he says, kill the green one. So whenever things go down, it seems like Diggle's brother finds him and stays in that general area to make sure that he's okay.
The thing that struck me about this episode is Diggle is very passionate about, this is not my brother and he doesn't deserve to be saved. He doesn't deserve, me having faith in him the way you have faith in your family, talking to Oliver. And Oliver is very passionate about, no, we have to get him out. This is your brother. This is family.
There's got to be an explanation.
Yeah. So just the animosity Diggle feels toward Andy, it stems primarily from Diggle's nephew. He
had to tell his nephew that his father was dead. And his nephew has grown up for 8 years thinking his father's dead, and he just doesn't understand. Now that he's a father, especially, I don't think he can understand how a father could do that to their child.
I think at some point we're going to get the reason behind it. Maybe Dark has something on Andy. Maybe he's threatening Andy's family. There's got to be some reason why Andy decided to take the yellow pill.
Yeah.
Speaking of the yellow pill, the ghosts, they take this yellow pill and it makes them very subservient. And we get this scene at Slip 52, which Captain Lance found out about in Damien Dark's lair. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was all a setup orchestrated by Dark to see if Captain Lance was truly loyal or not.
Yeah. That is, as soon as Dark got up and Lance saw the piece of paper, I was like, oh, that was planted. Like, come on, Lance, you should have known that. Yeah. That was totally planted. Dark
is too smart and too conniving to leave something like that out in the open, and it is totally within his character to leave it out there on purpose in order to see if Captain Lance acts on it. And he does, and I think he's probably outed now as a mole. Also in this episode, we got one of the most brutal scenes in the entire series with that lashing scene.
Yeah.
That was rough.
That was pretty rough.
Like, Oliver is forced to punish the operative who convinced the worker to try to kill Oliver in last episode. And, he's basically Oliver, since he was the victim in this scenario, he has to deal out the punishment. And the punishment is lashes. And we don't know how many, but what we saw was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've seen that kind of brutality in this series before.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
At least if there was, it didn't jump out to me, and this really jumped out to me. But also in this episode, we got the amazing fight scene in the elevator between Andy and Thea.
That was really cool.
I think that was the best fight scene since the Daredevil TV show on Netflix, in the hallway, that continuous hallway fight. It reminded me of that. It was a lot shorter, but the choreography and that continuous shot with no jump cuts or anything, it reminded me of that scene, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was really, really awesome.
And while we're on the subject of Thea, Thea is the only person who can hurt Dark.
And we have to assume that it's because she's been in the Lazarus pit. Because she calls her dad in later to tell him about it, and when Dark tried to do his thing, it backfired and it hurt him, and it rid her of her bloodlust. So this to me is like, man, if she can hurt Dark, we need the actual Canary back, because she could hurt Dark too.
It seems like if Thea can do, I mean, she really hurt him.
Yeah.
I mean, he recovered pretty fast, but there for a moment he was really, really hurt. And if Thea can do that, imagine the damage Sarah would do. She was dead and went into the pit. So, oh man, we need Sarah back, because Sarah is going to whip some butt all over Damien Dark.
Yeah, like Sarah and Thea together could take down Damien. Like, at first I was thinking that there's no way that they're going to be able to take down Damien without bringing Constantine back, because he is kind of metaphysical and such. But no, we have a way now. Sarah and Thea could totally do it.
Yeah. I gotta think that sometime in the near future, Captain Lance is going to meet his end. It just seems to be pointing that way.
Yeah.
Because he has this conversation with Dark, and Dark mentions that, trust is like I think he said orchid.
Yeah.
Trust is like an orchid. You has to have the basically the perfect situation in order to not die. And he says the word die basically right in the camera as he's standing right next to Captain Lance.
And then walks away, and Lance sees the paper that is the trap, and now Dark knows for sure that Lance is the mole. So, I think unfortunately we're losing Captain Lance.
I think we say it in just about every review that Captain Lance is going to die soon, but I really think Captain Lance is going to die soon. And of course we have the Flash Arrow crossover coming very soon. That's on December 1st, the first of 2 episodes, and it looks like between now and then there's not going to be any. Today is only the 18th. Is that what today is?
I think so.
I think today's the 18th, and so that's still, that's 2 weeks away still. So it looks like next week we're not going to get any Flash or Arrow, which is kind of disappointing. Yeah. But we'll get the crossover event, which looks awesome. And I think that's pretty much it for this video. If we missed anything, if we got anything wrong, or if there's just something you think we should have talked about and we didn't, let us know down in the comments and we can discuss it down there. Also, if you enjoyed this review, and we certainly hope you did, be sure to let us know by clicking that like button and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.